Hi everybody, we're back here on the runway at Honolulu International. Let's go inside. Years ago I got to fly a 777 simulator at Boeing Field in the real thing for several hours at a flight simulator convention, and it was quite amazing. Time in the level DSIM for quite a few hours uninterrupted was just incredible. I'll always remember it. One of the things I always remember is the amazing performance of the 777, how slow she'll fly on final. We did approaches in the Boeing Field 31 right at a ref of about 117 knots. The runway there is only 3,000 something foot long, and on max auto brakes it's stopped with plenty of time. Let's try this with an empty jet here on the ground and do a performance demonstration. First, we want to make sure we empty out the aircraft completely. So FS actions, fuel level to something very paltry, maybe 18%. That'll give you 54,000 pounds. That's good enough for doing traffic work, and will give you a very slow ref speed. Wait till you see this. Return, payload, empty. Cargo is also empty, so, and once again, it's just verifying 0 on that, 0 on that, just double check. So we're all zeros. All right. And the fuel amount was down to just 54,000. So we're going to go back to the main menu, FMC, clear that out, position a net at PHNL, right there, and go PHNL, right there. We're going to drop it down into the box and come back to Honolulu. We're departing on runway 8 right. I'll just call it that. Certainly looks like it to me. Arrive and depart. 8 right. There we go. No SIDS, no nothing like that. Activate, hit enter. Perfinite, 0 fuel weight. Just tap it to get your actual aircraft weight, 300,000 pounds. 0 fuel plus the fuel gross is only 354. Reserves put in like 5,000. Doesn't have to be much at all. We'll go 3,000 feet on the return. And cost index, I leave near 100. It's just easier that way. Thrust limit, we don't need much thrust because we're light, so put in 44 for the cutback temperature. Gives you an EPR 1.4. 1.4 shown in there. Takeoff, flaps are at 5. We're going to go 15 because it's really low then. Look at that. All right, watch this. Select flaps 15, and you'll notice 123 on the V1, 123 on the rotate, and 136 on the V2, almost like a general aviation jet. 7 on the trim. We got to put that down here. There we go, 7 on the trim. Let's see, I'm going to do this. Pardon me, I'm just going to take a quick screenshot here because I want to use this maybe for my thumbnail. Okay, there we go. We're ready to go here. Altimeters, double check this. Live weather, Honolulu. Fuel pumps need to be off. I don't have gas in the center tanks. All the lights on for takeoff. And you'll certainly see how quickly she takes off and lands. Brakes are off. Let me get my speed set there around 200 knots. I'll do an auto throttle takeoff. Oh, flaps 15, double checking here. It's going to go like a rocket. And here we go. You can hear the auto throttle winding up. All right, power is set. Engine instruments are green. Speed is alive. V1 and rotate. Ba-boom. Don't want to bang the tail, so there we go, nice and gentle. Positive rate, gear up. Swing it around for a landing pattern. I'm just going to kill the auto throttle for a minute because I'm going to overspeed. Not sure what's going on there. I haven't learned all the systems yet on the aircraft. There's Honolulu Harbor over there. I mean, the city and the harbor. Looks good. Coming up over the airport. We'll come back and land on runway 8. Let me, for the meantime, just go back into the box for a second and see how light she's going to land. Index. Approach speed 121. There's your ref at 121. Not quite the 117 I saw in the real sim. Maybe that day we had the fuel even lighter. But still, 121 knots is incredible. All right, gear coming down again. Okay, on the downwind again for runway 8. Ref is 121. We'll go one more notch of flaps here from the rear cabin. You'll see them coming down. Take one more screenshot. I might use that. I don't know. If the screenshots didn't pause, it'd be just perfect. Anyway, I am on a hotel Wi-Fi, so I apologize if we land and the runway goes blurry. That does seem to happen where I am, and it's just awful, but there's not much you can do. That's why I hate streaming. All right, make sure the speed brakes are armed for landing. I'll use no auto brakes at the moment because I usually just use reverse, but it's going to be fast no matter what. All right, I'm going to roll into full flaps now. Coming in for runway 8 at Honolulu. The live weather. Where are we? There we are, lining up on final pretty good. Now we're slowing to our ref. Look how slow she'll fly. 121 knots is amazing and quite easy to do here. Oh, a tiny bit under even. We're good. Stall speed is at 90 knots on the 777 right now at this weight. So stall speed is at 90, as you can see on the red line. Yes, I do have an incomplete checklist, don't tell anybody. The beautiful watercolors. And we'll see if we can do a nice full stall landing or something similar to that effect here. Speed brakes will auto deploy on touchdown. And the runway is starting to get blurry again, as I feared. But anyway, we'll continue with this. All right, bring the nose up. Get the little legs down right around the brown marker. See how low? We're doing 100 knots. There. 103 knots we touched down at. All right, I'll gauge the reverse. Here's 90, 80, come out of reverse, and I'll mash the brakes here for the demo. Whoa, and a stupid pause. Anyway, I hate hotel Wi-Fi. There you go. We came to a very quick stop. And very slow. Touchdown at 104 knots. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that demo. This is realistic behavior of this aircraft. Thank you.